Hey everyone, it's Gabrielle, Assistant Director of Fitness with Towson University Campus Recreation. I'm here today to talk about our new percussion therapy tools that we have inside our new recovery zone. What is percussion therapy? Percussion therapy is essentially short, rapid bursts of energy that come from the tool that you're using. They penetrate deep into the tissue of your muscles, your joints, tendons, ligaments, all the different tissues inside your body to increase blood flow, increase and decrease the amount of tension in that tissue. So when we think about the advantages of using tools like this, we can think about it as getting our muscles warm and ready to work out, or as a form of recovery after a workout to help repair the muscle tissue in a quicker manner. The Hypervolt can be used here in the recovery zone, or it can be checked out down at the equipment desk for use anywhere else in the facility as well. These handheld massage tools have multiple different attachment heads. Our sign here kind of walks you through some of our different attachment head options and what the advantage would be for using one. To change the attachment head, you simply pull and twist and it'll pop right out. To put one in, you just simply twist and push and it'll pop right in. From there, we have to turn the tool on first. So there's a power switch down at the bottom of the tool. It'll show red when it's off and green when it's on. Once it's turned on, we're going to have this light down here at the bottom. The green represents a charged battery. As that battery starts to fade, it'll turn yellow and then even red when it's close to needing a charge. Here at the back is where we control the intensity of the tool. So we want to make sure we turn that tool on by spinning that dial in the back. Once that dial starts spinning, we're going to get that vibration that we can use on the different muscles of our body. From there, I can actually continue to turn that dial, and each time I turn it to one of the 5 settings on here, it's going to get more intense, which means there's going to be more pulses per minute. From there, I'm going to turn it back down a little bit lower so we can see, but there's 3 dots here at the bottom. These 3 dots are indicators for how deep into the tissue you're getting as you're using the tool. So if I were to turn it on here and then go ahead and put some pressure into my hand, and the more intense I press into my hand, using my other arm, those lights are going to light up to indicate how deep into the muscle tissue I'm getting. So if I'm a first-time user, I might want to stay kind of within that first light range and then progress as I get going. Once we're finished, we're going to just turn that little off switch off, return it back into its station, and it'll light up to show you that it's charging again. The Hypersphere is a small round ball. It's a little bit heavier, but we're going to use it kind of between our muscle and the floor. So really great for lower body muscle recovery. Here to turn on the Hypersphere, all I'm going to do is press this power button in the center and go ahead and hold it down until I see all the lights turn on. These green lights at the bottom indicate the charge or the battery that's left. These 3 lights at the top here are going to indicate the intensity of the use of the tool. So if I press once, it's going to start those vibrations, and that's going to indicate the first level of intensity. If I press a second time, it's going to move up to that second one. If I press a third time, it's going to move up to its highest intensity setting. The intensity means that there's going to be more pulses per minute. When I'm ready to take a break, I just press that button again and the vibration's going to stop. If I'm ready to be done altogether, I'm going to press and hold that power button down again until all the lights turn off and the vibration stops, and then we know that it's powered down. From there, I'm going to take the charging port, I'm going to match it up to the port on the cart and drop it in. The lights will turn on when that charge is going again. Viper is a vibrating foam roller, so it can be used the same way that a typical foam roller is used, between the floor and whichever body part you're rolling. To turn the foam roller on, we're just going to press power and hold down until we see that blue light flash. Once that blue light flashes, we're going to use that setting to choose the vibration, intensity. So when we see all three lights, that's going to be our highest intensity. That means there's going to be more pulses, more vibrations per minute. So we have 3 settings here on the Viper. I would recommend, if you're just starting out, that you stick to that first setting your first couple times and then progress as you deem necessary. This is a great tool to use for pre-warm-up or recovery of those muscles. To plug it back in, we just set it right back in that charging station. We're going to see a green light flashing and we know that it's charging. Today we're going to talk about our power system step decks and how to adjust them for use. So here, if I flip the step deck all the way over, I can stick my hand in the little slot here on the step and I can actually pull it up and lock it in. I'll hear that click when it's locked in. If for some reason I'm ready to put these back down, there's a little switch on the outside here. I'm going to press into that plastic clip and again let it snap back in. Once I have the steps up and I flip, I can actually also adjust the step. I can have it flat, or we can adjust the incline. There's a small plastic piece that I'll pull up to get that step up. And then we have 3 settings. We've got a nice high incline here for things like shoulder presses. We've got a medium incline here that we can use for chest or shoulders, or we've got this deep incline here that we can use for chest. To get it back up, I'm just gonna lift this plastic rail, pull it all the way back underneath, tuck it, and drop that step. Now it's back flat and I can use it for flat chest press or use it for lower body stepping. Revel 1 Trainer is a great upper body conditioning tool as well as a core stability trainer. So as we use this tool, this knob up here is how we adjust the resistance to make it more difficult or easy. If we rotate towards the blue arrow, then we're going to make it harder. If we rotate towards the white arrow, we're going to make it easier. So you're going to find that setting that's good for you. You're going to sink down into a nice athletic stance. Abs are tight, chest is tall. We're essentially going to pull one hand over the other. So we're going to pull, place that other hand over top, pull. We can go fast or slow and controlled as we work through that tension. It's going to be a big focus on our lats, our shoulders, and our biceps as we work through this motion. Now, to get a little bit different of a feel, get lower into our back as well as some more core involvement, we can also detach the trainer from the top setting. So I can spin this little pin on the carabiner till it's loose, go ahead and remove it from its station and place it on this lower station here. Tighten that carabiner back up till it's nice and tight. Step away from the tool and use it in the same manner I just did as I pulled towards me, but I'm going to target from this position a little bit more of my lower posterior muscles, as well as have a little bit more core activation and engagement as I pull through the motion. That's the Revel 1 Trainer. Today we're going to talk about our recoil trainers. Similar to a TRX, they can be used for suspension training, but the nice thing is a TRX is going to hang down here all the time, kind of in your way, whereas the recoil straps actually recoil back up into this here, and so that the straps are up out of your way during your exercises for other things. So to get these straps down, I'm going to press this silver button, pull the straps down to the desired length. When I release this button, those straps are going to lock in nice and tight, but I can change that length anytime throughout my workout or exercise. A good example of a way we might use this would be for a body weight row. So I'm going to angle my body to the TRX, and I'm going to put my feet nice and flat, pull up to my chest, return back down in a nice controlled manner, repeating that exercise. Let's say that I'm doing this in a superset with my step-ups. I can now just press this silver button again. Those straps will recoil right up in there and be out of my way as I go into my next movement in the routine. All right, today we're going to talk about how to use our functional training bands that are in our pods in our new functional training spaces. Here we have a handle attachment. We're just going to loop that over top of the carabiner so that we can slide that attachment up and down the band as we would like to use it for different exercises. We're going to take that carabiner, we're going to lock it into this Velcro strap loop here so that it's nice and secure. from here, we can use this for a bunch of different exercises. We can use it for kind of some of those typical warm-up routines we do with the upper body exercises. We can use it for some core exercises, maybe some anti-rotation holds or some rotational movements through that center. We also can use them for some of our typical exercises like rowing or turning in our other way and pressing. So lots of options here for the functional trainer. What I love most about it is that you can slide the handle up or down, and that the handle does shift and slide a little during your movements, requiring more stabilization and the recruitment of more muscles. These here are full of sand, so if you want to add some kind of grip challenge to strengthen those forearms and as well as enhance your bicep strength, we can use these as a replacement to like a dumbbell or a kettlebell. So we can use them as kind of just a general upper body training tool. If I grip just the material here, it's going to be a little bit easier. If I shift some of that sand into my hand and I try to hold on to as much sand as possible, it's going to increase the challenge throughout that workout. I can also use them as a great form of resistance to work on both my grip strength and my lower body exercises as a resistance tool when I'm doing things like step ups, lunges, etc. All right, today we're here to talk about 3 of our functional training tools that we have out on the functional floor: our core bags, our sand bags, and our aqua bags. So all of these can kind of serve the same purpose. They can be used essentially in place of a barbell or anything you would do with a barbell, but each of them has their own advantages. So the core bag here is going to be really solid, sort of like a barbell, but can be a great training tool to prepare you to use a barbell. So things like our lower body RDLs, we can flip it up, use it for squats, as well as use it for some of those upper body exercises like bent over rows. That core bag again is going to be nice and solid. So when you've mastered that technique, you might want to move up to the sandbag. The sandbag is going to have a little bit of shiftiness to it, so that sand isn't filling the whole bag. It's going to move as I use it for my different exercises. So I'm going to have to use a few more muscles overall to stabilize my body. Moving on, the aqua bag is going to be the most difficult of the 3. So that water is going to shift back and forth a lot while I do my exercises. So I'm going to have to work really hard with all my little stabilizing muscles to keep that water as steady as possible as I move through those different exercises, enhancing the challenge and also enhancing the number of muscles my body is recruiting during the movement.